Now, once we have everything in the seed, we have our cup and we have our plate. Make sure you have everything named in your scene so you don't get confused. So now let's add a simulation to this project. So we're going to go ahead to the RealFlow plugin at the top and we're going to choose scene. The scene is at the center. That's what we want. So let's go ahead and add, let's go back to RealFlow and add a circle emitter. So we're going to pull the emitter up because right now it's inside the cup. So let's pull it up and it's a little bit too large in size. So let's go ahead and use a transform tool. We're going to put it back like so. We're going to shrink it to that size. So let's go ahead and bring it up a little bit more. So let's go ahead and press play. So right now I have it to 700 frames. I'm going to go ahead and change that to 200. I was actually working on something else. So let's go ahead and press play and see what happens. So as we can see, the emitter is emitted and it's going right through the bottom of our plate. We do not want that. We want it to actually stay inside of the cup. So to do that, all we need to do is actually go ahead and go to RealFlow and we're going to choose this. And we're going to go to K volume. So with the K volume selected, we're going to go to our forward view, which is actually, we need to actually go to a right view. And we're going to go ahead and shrink it. The reason why we're actually shrinking it and rescaling it is because I don't really want anything emitted after the cup. So the K volume is to make sure that the particles is not being emitted below this point. So let's go ahead and keep resizing it. So we're going to go ahead and pull this up. Right, let's go to a main view. This is too wide, which is the top view. We're going to bring it in just a little bit, like so. So right away, if we press play once more, let's make sure we go back and then we press play. And let's take a look at what happens. There's nothing at the bottom of the cup. And that's the look that we're looking for. So let's go ahead and add a gravity to the seed. We go back to RealFlow and we go emitter. I'm sorry, we go to, I don't want to say that word. It looks like some evil word, but we'll go there and go to gravity. We're going to add a gravity to it, gravity to the seed. And we're going to hide the gravity and we're going to hide the K volume so that our viewport doesn't look that crowded. But even though you hide it, it's still going to affect the scene and what's going on. The only thing is it's not visible in the scene. So let's go ahead and press play. And with the gravity, everything actually goes faster. Although I do not see any particles emitted. Let's go ahead and unhide that for some reason. I don't know why it's not. Oh, I know what happened. So now, in order to actually, let's press play. In order to actually make the emitter and the particles go inside of the cup, we're going to actually go to the cup itself. We're going to select the cup, right click, and we're going to choose RealFlow tags, and we're going to make the cup a collider. Now we'll go back, and then we press the play button. Now, as you can see, the emitters is actually inside of the cup. That's exactly what we want. I will go ahead and change the frame rate to 400. And let's go ahead and increase the timeline. And right now, let's check out our settings. It'd be a great idea to go through each settings and adjust each settings how you like it. And with different settings and values that you put in, you get different results. So let's go ahead, and we have the speed at 200. I will change the speed to 300. And let's go to object and see. We don't need to do anything with that. Let's go to fluids. And right now we have the resolution at 2. So let's go ahead and change the liquid type to SPH. And let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here. Particles. We have that. Catchy. This is when you need to cache the scene. So let's go ahead and go back to fluid, and we're going to press play once more. If you'd like to see the actual fluid itself, all you're going to have to do is go to, make sure you select measure. You don't really have to, but select measure, go to RealFlow, and we'll choose measure. Let's go back and emit, and then it should mesh. So there you have the measure, and it's actually showing you the cup actually filling up. So now what we need to do is actually make this a little bit more smoother because it's actually a coffee. So let's go ahead and see what we could do. Let's go to fluids again, and we have resolution 2, surface tension 0, vorticity boost 0, viscosity 3. So let's go to the particle section. Let's change the resolution to probably like 4 and see what happens. Let's go back and press play once more. Now it changed a little. As you can tell, it changed slightly. So let's try to up it a little bit more. Let's go to 7. Let's go backwards. Press back to the start and then press play. Now we made it a little better. Now I still think it's too wide. So let's stop that. Let's go back. Let's go ahead to our emitter itself, and let's go ahead to our shape, and we're going to use the scale tool, and we're going to actually bring it in. Let's go back and zoom into our cup, and we're going to press play once more. That's a little better. So with that selected, I kind of like that a little bit though. Kind of tilt the screen a little bit, but I could fix that. Let's go ahead and see what else we can mess with here. Okay, we have the resolution at 7. By increasing the resolution, it's going to be more polygons to render. Right now my polygon count is 6216, and the fluid particle count is 1503. Everything emitted will be at your simulation scene at the top right here in white. So let's go ahead and see what else we can do. For viscosity, if you change the viscosity, it might give you a different splash results. I never really mess with that like that, but let's see what happens. I'm gonna put it at 5. Let's go back and see what happens. Okay, what would happen if, let's put it back to 3 actually. It's just a quick tutorial. It's just a tutorial to show you how to simulate using RealFlow. So let's go ahead to our emitter section. Look at emission. We have the volume circle, speed 300. Let's go back to our fluid. Go back to fluids again. 7. Exit tension, exit pressure 1. Everything seems good right here. Now if you want to actually cache the scene to see what's going on, so we're going to cache the scene. So we'll go to scene and we go to cache simulation. Now it's going to take a while to cache, and the disk cache, you can see the megabytes is going up, and the time and the frames, it has a frame right now, it's at 90 something, it's going up, and it has 11 seconds in time right there. So once we do that, we're going to actually cache the whole scene. It's taking a little while, a second. So let's talk about, you could use this actual technique for anything you want.